Any doubt with landslides, mass movement? This one, weathering, physical, chemical, biological. Okay, shall we continue? Next, give the heading. Next, give the heading as geomorphic process. Something has changed. Did somebody mess with this? Now is it clear? Huh. Geomorphic. Geomorphic. See the word geo means earth. Here morphic. Morph means structure or form. Okay, all the processes that take place on the earth can be summarized as geomorphic processes. Okay, or processes, right? Okay, PROCESSESS, geomorphic processes. Okay, see on the earth's surface there are certain forces acting from below. They are creating new landform. They are called as endogenic forces. Endogenic forces are those forces which are acting from below. Endogenic, like our convection current. Okay, all that is creating new landform. Endogenic forces are acting from below one, and they are creating new landform. New landform is created. Similarly, there are certain forces which are acting from above. They are modifying the existing landform. They are not creating, they are modifying existing landforms. That modification leads to formation of new landform. So they are called as exogenic forces. Exogenic forces. Exogenic forces are those forces which are acting from above. Endogenic forces are those forces which are acting from below. So notice this, how it looks. Notice this is the Earth's surface. The endogenic forces are creating one landform. Exogenic forces are modifying the existing landform. See how I have written. This variation of Earth's surface is called as relief. The ups and downs, the variation of Earth's surface. You travel across any area, you'll go up and down like this. So that is called as relief. The study of relief is called as topography. Study of relief is called as topography. This is a hill, this is a depression. Like that we can distinguish them. Correct. What is relief? Variation of Earth's surface. Variation of Earth's surface is relief. And study of relief is topography. Topography. So endogenic forces are those forces which are acting from below. Exogenic forces are those forces which are acting from above. So every place we see today is a byproduct of these two forces. Like Himalayas. Himalayas were created by the endogenic forces. Plate tectonics. Now it is being modified by snow, glaciers, river, water. They are modifying now. So every landform what we see today is a byproduct of two forces, endogenic and exogenic. Like snow on the mountain is what? Exogenic. Glacier, river, sunlight. We humans are exogenic agent. Humans are exogenic because we are acting on the surface from above. So we are a exogenic agent. Okay. So please notice how it looks. So when the endogenic forces create a landform, notice they have created on hill here. All of you notice the hill. So the exogenic forces act from above, like sunlight, wind, water. They start to erode. Weathering, erosion takes place here. Correct. Slowly, what is happening here? Every day the weathering takes place, and the rivers carry the material down like this. Here from the mountains, there is a reason rivers always take birth from the mountains, and they flow down slope, and finally they collect here. Finally, the water collects here. So the rivers always move from highland to lowland. When they do that, they carry the material also. So whatever material that was removed here is deposited here. Here is deposited here slowly. Notice this. Whatever material that is removed slowly from the mountain is taken gradually and deposited in the depression. Every day the material is getting removed here. Degradation is taking place. Degradation of hill or a mountain. All the material is carried out, it's deposited here. Aggradation is taking place. All of you understand? Degradation is removal, weathering, erosion, transportation, deposition. So deposition is an aggradation process. What is deposition? Aggradation, because material gets filled. So material gets filled and the elevation goes up. So it's an aggradation process. Erosion is a degradation process. Understood? Erosion is a degradation process where the material is removed. Whereas the deposition is aggradation process where the material gets filled up. Notice that one fine day, this entire earth surface will come in the same level. This like this, flat. Here, degradation will take place till when? Till the entire earth surface comes to a same level as this surface. So one fine day it will stop. Everything will stop. Because slowly it is coming to this level. Slowly here also it is filling up to this level. So once everything becomes flat, this also stops. This also stops. This final surface is called as gradation. Gradation of earth surface. So what is happening now is gradation of earth surface. As we speak now, this is happening outside. One side, degradation taking place. Other side, aggradation taking place. What is the final product? What is earth trying to achieve? Gradation. Gradation of earth surface. Gradation means the same level. Okay. This is what level called as base level of erosion. Base level of erosion means it is a level up to which erosion takes place. It is a level up to which deposition takes place. Base level of erosion is a level up to which any place will be eroded. Not beyond that. Not beyond that. So the earth surface is trying to achieve gradation. Okay. In order to achieve this, who is helping them? Glaciers are helping them. Rivers are helping them. Wind. All these are helping the earth to achieve gradation. So once this level is achieved, don't you think the water will stop now flowing? The water will remain on the surface. It will not flow anymore. Okay. So as a result, you can see the complete level of the earth's surface they are trying to achieve. So the river as an objective. Every river on earth as an objective. What is the objective? To achieve gradation. So please remember this. So that means if the river is flowing from a mountain down slope, means it is having an objective to create a level surface on the earth surface. Right from the first day of the river formation till now, as well as in the future, the river will continue its work. Who is disrupting it? We. By constructing dam. When you go and build a dam, let's say you go and build a dam here, what happens? We are building dam to store water. Our interest is water, drinking water we want. So we are building dam here. When you build dam, what happens? The water gets collected here only. Here only the water gets collected. So the river's flow is disrupted here. Its work is disrupted. That is the reason building dams is not environment friendly. Correct. Stopping the flow of water means what? You are creating an embankment. So the water stops here. Sedimentation takes place behind the dam instead of here. Instead of aggradation here, it starts filling up where? Behind the dam. That is the reason every dams require desiltation after some years. Dam ke piche pani ke saath lot of mitti, lot of soil will be there. So after 10-20 years, they have to remove all the silt also. That is getting deposited here. So that is when earthquakes occur when you construct dams. Because earth is trying to relieve that load and continue the water flow to fulfill its objective of gradation. So we as humans, we are trying to disrupt the nature by building dams. Okay, but we have no other way. Our population is so high. We need water for irrigation, drinking, navigation. So we have to do it. No other way. Okay. So just remember, this main agenda of the river is to continue its flow towards achieving gradation. Gradation of earth's surface. So what is happening around us? Why everything is happening? Why winds are blowing? Why glaciers are moving on the Earth's surface? Why we have wind? Why we have water? So this is the purpose. There is a purpose. Nature has a purpose. Okay. Anything that tries to damage or disrupt this, so it will come down in the form of mass movement, earthquake, landslide. So the nature tries to regain its old path, regain its old glory, then continue the process. That is then rivers sometimes change their course. If this path is not suitable, it will change the path. When it changes path, we call it as mud flow, mass movement, landslide and all. Now you got to know what is happening anta. So there is reason in many countries like Norway, Sweden and all, they are demolishing the dams, opening all the gates now. They have no longer, they are no longer building dams in some countries like Norway and all. They are restoring the water flow. Because when the water is flowing, it itself has its own ecosystem on either side. Plants are there, some vegetation is there, organisms are there. Okay, we call it as lotic ecosystem. Lotic ecosystem. River ecosystem is called as lotic ecosystem. Means flowing water. So plants and animals are acclimatized to the flowing condition of the water. So what is lotic ecosystem? River ecosystem. So that is then we have to restore that water flow. So all of you got to know what is this gradation, Gradation is almost flat surface. Such flat surfaces, almost flat surfaces. They are not completely plane, but almost plane surface is called as peneplane. Peneplane. They'll ask, what is peneplane? Plane, all of you know, flat. Just before the formation of complete flat surface, almost flat surface is called as peneplane. Have you heard of the word penultimate? What is penultimate means? Before final anta. There is a word called penultimate. You remember this word. Ultimate is end, final. Before final is called as just before final, penultimate. Okay. Penultimate is just before. So peneplane means also same before plane anta. Almost flat surface. Right? Almost flat surface is called as plane, peneplane. So if you understand this, you'll understand why Himalayas, just below the Himalayas we have northern plain, alluvial plain. Himalayas are mountains. Just below the Himalayas there is a huge depression earlier that got filled with alluvial soil brought by the Himalayan rivers. Today we have a large flat plain called Endogenic plain. Endogenic plain. So Himalayas are also decreasing. Slowly that plain is also getting filled up. The depression also got filled up. So this flat plain is now called as northern plain of India. Endogenic plain of India. Notice the atlas now, all of you. The sediments brought by the river are called as alluvial soil. Alluvium. That is deposited. Notice Punjab, Haryana, UP, Bihar, West Bengal, Assam. You got it. The depression is not fully filled. It is still there. Punjab, Haryana, UP, Bihar, West Bengal, Assam. The green color in your atlas. All that is what? Plain. Almost flat surface. Okay. Clear? So you can understand, if you understand this topic, you can understand such topics. That is the reason below the mountains will have large fertile soil. Large fertile soil. Below every mountain you will notice this. Next to Andes, next to Himalayas, next to Rockies, you will find large flat plain, alluvial plain, flat surface. Okay. So that means we are trying to achieve this everywhere. So now you got to know what is happening. Okay. So now I'll classify. Geomorphic processes, I'll classify now. Keep your notebook like this, sideways. Like that. Same topic, everything gets summarized now. Wait for me to write. Then you'll know how much space you need. Okay. Don't write. Please wait. Endogenic movement. Exogenic movement. Endogenic, exogenic. Okay. Endogenic movement mein we have, please notice, these are from below, acting from below. So remember this. Okay. Diastrophism, catastrophism. Catastrophic means sudden movement. Diastrophism is slow, very slow. Okay. So in sudden movements we have volcanoes and earthquake and volcanoes, because these are catastrophic events. Suddenly they will occur. It will cause a lot of damage. So these are catastrophic events, sudden events. Diastrophic events are very slow and unnoticeable, not noticeable at all. In this, right? Wait. Epirogenic. Okay, orogenic. Oro means mountain building. Epiro means continent building. Continent building means either movement of entire plate, tectonic plates, up or down. Okay, is called as epirogenic movement. Upwarping, downwarping. Either the continents will move up or down depending upon the tectonics. Downwarping. Now Antarctica is experiencing upwarping because of melting of glaciers. Because isostatic adjustment, remember isostatic load was so high, the Antarctica had gone down because of the glacial load. Now the global warming, say ice is melting slowly. What is happening to the Antarctica? Moving upwards. Upwarping is taking place. Upwarping means moving up. Downwarping means moving down. This kind of up and down movement is called as isostatic adjustment. One class I had written this on the board. Isostatic rebound, isostatic adjustment. That is happening. Okay. So that is epirogenic, continent building moment. Orogenic, mountain building moment. Folding, faulting. This also we have discussed. Folding and faulting. Folding, faulting. Folding led to formation of fold mountains. Faulting led to the formation of block mountains. Remember Horst mountain, block mountains, fold mountains. Okay. Folding happens because of compression. Faulting can happen because of both compression and tension. Okay, can I write that? Compression only. Here compression and tension. C and T I am writing. C stands for compression, T stands for tension. Then this is, we have covered. This topic, all topics we have covered. Notice this. We have covered this in the first part. Then we have come to exogenic. Now, in exogenic we have a word denudation. Denudation. In this first topic, mass moment, we have discussed. Today's class. Weathering, we have discussed. We have discussed erosion. We have discussed deposition. These two I will cover separately. Landforms. Okay. Landforms class. Landforms. Okay. This will come separately. Weathering we have discussed. Physical, chemical, biological, mass moment we have discussed. See now, entire geomorphology summarized here in this diagram. Entire geomorphology, endogenic moments we started the class. Earth interior we started. Then we covered exogenic moments. Okay, there is mass moment, weathering and all. Okay, we are ready to cover this part. Write down now. So in exam, describe various geomorphic process or processes on the earth's surface. Then you have to talk about both endogenic, exogenic, all this small 2 lines you have to write. Because they are asking for 150 words or 250 words. So their entire thing they will ask. So then you have to, don't have to write more about anything. You have to write 2 lines for each. This diagram will help you to remember that. Flowchart. Okay. So geomorphology is a bit lengthy. Landforms itself will take 2 days or 1 day, depending on 3 classes we need for landforms. Tomorrow I'll cover landforms. Today, if possible, soil will cover. Tomorrow's class onwards, we'll discuss landforms. Epiro means continent. Ora means mountain. Okay, remember this. Epiro continent. You can write isostatic adjustment. Remember, I had given you the example of a sofa. How sofa adjusts to your weight when you sit, it goes down to accommodate the load. Correct, and gives you the best possible posture. You can comfortably sit on a sofa. Imagine you're all sitting on this chair, right? Cushion is there. Remember, in some institute, will be steel chair is there. Steel, metal chairs are there. Students often complain, sir, we can't sit for 4 hours of class or 6 hours of class. Why? Because it is uncomfortable seat. This cushion gives you the best comfortable. I'm not saying very comfortable, but okay. At least some comfort when you sit. Correct. So as a result, you will be able to, it accommodates the load. But the steel chair will not accommodate. It will push you back. So after 2 hours, you'll say, sir, we can't sit more than that. Just simple as that. So Earth also behaves like that. When the load is exerted, it goes down, accommodating that load. When the load is removed, it rebounds. Okay. So isostatic adjustment causes the tectonic plates to move up and down. Okay. There is some portions of the earth crust is below the water. Some part of the crust is above the water. Okay. Just below the Indian plate, all of you have seen Indian tectonic plate. Correct. Indian tectonic plate, here Australia hai. Correct. Between India and Australia and this side Madagascar, all of you know Madagascar. Between here and here, India, Madagascar, Australia ke beech mein there is another continent, which is now under the water. Kumari Kandam, India's sister continent. Okay, this is called as Kumari Kandam or Mauritius. Name of this continent is Mauritius. Just like Mauritius Island and Mauritius. Like that. This continent is a submerged, lost continent. It was there earlier when it was with Gondwana. Now it is under the water. Okay, so our ancient Indian scholars had called this as Jambudvipa. Indian subcontinent as Jambudvipa and Kumari Kandam, sister of Jambudvipa. They had, I don't know how they knew, but they had mentioned it long back. So Indian subcontinent had a sister continent called Kumari Kandam. Now our geologists are saying, yes, that is true. We have a plate, tectonic plate underwater called Mauritius. They are calling it as Mauritius. We are calling it as Kumari Kandam. That's the difference. UPSC will ask this. What is this lost continent, Mauritius? Okay. Like that. So it might move up slowly, it will move up. Tectonic activity, earthquakes, volcanoes mainly can revive that continent. Endogenic forces can push it back, causing it to move up. Upwarping can take place. Okay. So this is future. We are conducting research now. This is a research level topic. Okay, but they can ask in future, where is Mauritius? So just remember between India, Madagascar and Australia. Mark it as important. Okay. And in one of the classes I had mentioned this. In gravity class I had mentioned there is the low gravity here. Indian Ocean geodal low bolke. IOGL anta. I had marked it as important also. That is part of this. IOGL, Indian Ocean geodal low gravity, just below India. Okay, because this region IOGL, this topic is important. Indian Ocean geodal low. So geomorphic process we have covered. Okay, next give the heading soil. Let's complete soil and then come back. landforms will cover after soil. Soil. So if you all notice soil on the earth's surface, you will notice it is not a very thick layer. It is a very thin layer. Soil is what? A thin layer, basically. Okay. Soil is found due to weathering of rocks. So soil is a weathered rock. Don't write anything, wait. Soil is formed due to weathering of rock. So weathered rock. When the rocks disintegrate, so they will become soil. So soil is a weathered rock. Remember, rocks contain what? Minerals. So same minerals come to soil. That's it. And it is found where? Continental crust. We are all on continental crust. So all these 3 points you all agree. Soil is formed on, yes, one. It is a weathered rock formed due to weathering, and it is a thin layer. So when you have to write a definition, now write, soil is a thin layer of weathered rock found on the surface of the continental crust. Right, please write. Soil is a thin layer. Soil is a thin layer of weathered rock. Soil is a thin layer of weathered rock found on the surface of continental crust. Found on the surface of the continental crust. See, in this we have mentioned 3 things. One, we have mentioned continental crust. We have mentioned it's from weathering of rocks. We have mentioned it's a thin layer. Because soil is not very deep also. It is not only few millimeter to inches. That's it. Below that you get rock. So it is a thin layer of weathered rock found on the surface of the continental crust. If you notice the definitions I give you, it is very simple and it is like straightforward based on observation. It is not from any book. If you notice, if you type soil, internet will show you some other definition. But our definitions are what? Realistic and what we observe outside. Okay. So what is soil? All of you notice. Because in front of you only I created this definition. I wrote 3 points and I added them. That's it. Okay. So like this you remember, you don't have to mug up. Otherwise you have to remember everything. So always remember how to create a definition. So first definition all of you know now. Okay. Next write composition. Composition. I told you soil is formed from rocks. So obviously rocks contain minerals. Those minerals will come to soil. Correct. So soil has a lot of organic matter also because of the plant and animal matter. So most important composition of soil is organic matter. Then minerals. Minerals from the rock. It contains air also, gases, and it contains vapor, water vapor. So next time you play with soil or like when you plant anything, you notice it contains moisture also. It contains gases, minerals, organic matter. So soil contains organic matter, minerals and air and water. Next, size classification. Size. Please write. Sand. Sand 2 types. Coarse sand, fine sand. Coarse sand, fine sand. Then silt, clay. Coarse sand is 2 mm size to 0.2 mm. This is 0.2 mm, 0.02 mm. Mm is millimeter. This is 0.02 mm, 0.002 mm. Clay is less than that. Sand, silt, clay. Clay is very, very small. Let's just like the powder you apply. Okay, very smooth. That means sand grains are larger in size. All of you have seen sand, construction sand and all. All of you seen, right? Construction sand. In front of the buildings, construction where it takes place, you can see this kind of sand particles, grains you can notice. So there are two types, coarse and fine. Okay, based on the size. Smaller than that is silt, then clay. Okay, so sand grains you can notice, and then silt. Like this. Clay is even small. You can notice that here. Very, very small. Clay. Okay. So that means if I apply water on top, let's say the water falls on this. Sand grains, you can see a lot of porous spaces, and also you can notice the water can easily come down. Because of the larger grain size of the particles here, you can notice that water easily percolates. It is highly permeable. Sand. It allows the water to pass. Okay. Permeability is very high. Sand is highly permeable to water. Okay. So when it comes to silt, you can notice the water comes on the silt. So you can notice water starts collecting here in the porous spaces. Only small amount of water passes through. Whereas in clay, there are so much porous spaces, the clay can completely hold water, preventing it from further flowing. Clay is impervious. Permeability is very low here. Impervious means what? It does not allow water to pass. Clay contains more porous spaces, so it can hold water. More porous spaces inside clay, small porous spaces, so it will allow the water to stop there. So clay has very high water holding capacity. Now you got it. Why clay can hold more water? Clay can hold more water. Among all these three, water holding capacity is highest because of the porous spaces. Water holding capacity. So soil is impervious to water, so it doesn't allow. That means what? Water stops there only. That means for some crops we need clayey soil, like paddy. For growing paddy, have you noticed paddy field? Paddy field means what do you notice? Soil is there, water is there on top. It will not go down. Why? Because of clay. For certain crops we need more clay. For certain crops we need sandy soil. Water should not stop. It should flow. Well drained soil. Sandy soils are well drained. Okay, clay soils are poorly drained soil. Means water remains there. Water logging condition. Okay. So below the lake, what we have? Silt clay complex below. That prevents the water from going down. So bottom of the lake, what type of soil is found? Silt clay, mostly. Silt and clay. Okay. If you understand this, then only we can understand agriculture. Otherwise, we will not be able to cover that. So sand is highly permeable. Clay is impervious to water. So clay has more porous spaces than the rest, so it can hold moisture in large quantity. Okay, small porous spaces that you can't see inside. There's so many porous spaces we will not be able to see. Okay. So please remember this. Okay, so this is one part. Next, right, first one. Soil is one of the most important resources on earth. Okay, if you notice, every day, every meal comes from the soil. Think about it. 90% of the food we consume on daily basis, your breakfast, lunch and dinner, comes from soil. Because most of our diet is what? Vegetarian diet. I agree. 10% meat also. Poultry, milk. So I am taking 90%. 90% of the food we consume on a daily basis come from soil. So soil ensures food security. for the mankind. So that is the reason I said soil is the most important resource available to mankind after air and water. Without these three, we can't survive. Without air, water, and soil or food indirectly. Okay. So because if you notice agriculture, indirectly, agri means what? Soil. The meaning of agri means soil. Culture is cultivation. Cultivation of soil for food and fodder. Fodder for our livestock. Food for us. That is agriculture. Right? Simple definition. Cultivation of soil. See, agriculture means what? Cultivation of soil. Culture, cultivation, agri means soil. Cultivation of soil for food and fodder. 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 So soil ensures food security for the mankind, and food security is more important than national security. Wherever food security is there, in those countries people are also prosperous. They are happy, at least they are not sleeping in hunger. Malnutrition is not there. Famine is not there. But as soon as food security is threatened, the people will hate that country. People will hate the country. That's what happened in Pakistan. You notice there was large scale food security 2 years back because of flood and all. You have noticed that. What happened? People started cursing. Many committed suicide out of hunger. So that situation is very dangerous for the country's national security. Okay, so that is the reason I said food security is more important than national security. Okay, so remember, soil ensures food security. So that is the reason we say healthy soil is healthy environment, healthy economy. Healthy soil is healthy environment and healthy economy. Okay. If this goes wrong, everything else will go wrong. That's what MS Swaminathan said. If agriculture goes wrong in India, nothing else has a chance to go right, he said. If agriculture goes wrong in India, nothing else has a chance to go right, he said, MS Swaminathan. So as a result, food security is so important. So I'm setting the introduction to agriculture through soil. Plus, this topic is very important because of this one reason. Food security. Why we have to read soil? Because soil is very important resource for us. Okay, after air and water, third most important resource is soil. So next, right. So even the clothes we wear. Notice clothes like in tropical region, we always prefer cotton. Cotton is grown where? Soil again. Even the clothes we are using today, correct? The clothes that we use today to protect our dignity also come from the soil. You notice, sir, you might say, sir, I'm not wearing cotton. So whatever you are wearing linen you are wearing, or jute, hemp you are using, silk you are wearing, whatever it is, directly comes from the soil. Even for the silk, you notice, mulberry, we grow mulberry leaves. Remember mulberry? That we feed to the bomboxy mori. That gives us silk cocoons. Silk cocoons we make silk. So indirectly, all clothes, all fiber. Clothes come from fiber crops like cotton, jute, correct, hemp, and all. Mulberry, you write silk, bracket mein. Correct, na? So clothes also are indirectly from the soil. That means we grow fiber crops. From fiber crops we extract fiber. We make fabric to clothes. So soil also gives us clothes. Next, groundwater. Notice every time it rains, the water will fall first where? On the soil. Water first falls on the soil. Water goes down, collects in the ground, forming groundwater. Today, 30% of the fresh water is stored in the form of groundwater, aquifer. 30% of our fresh water comes from the ground. Irrigation, drinking, and all, we use groundwater today. Okay. So that is the reason wherever we have soil, it allows the water to go down and recharge the aquifers. Have you heard of the word recharge? Means when the water falls where it goes down, the soil allows recharge of ground. So the water goes and collects down. recharging the aquifer. So soil ensures sufficient recharge is done. Recharging of aquifers. Okay. And every time the water goes down, we use the word percolation. All of you understand the word percolation? Huh. So water goes down, it gets filtered. Let's say I'm using water, soap, detergent, say I'm washing my hand. I'm dropping that water where? On the soil. Where is the water going now? Going down. The chemicals in the soap and all, detergent and all, gets filtered in the soil. Only the water goes down. So that means every time the water starts going down, it gets filtered. Chemicals are left in the soil, the water goes down. So soil is a natural filter of the earth. Soil filters water. It's our natural filter. Soil is a natural filter. Okay. Natural filter of the earth. Okay. Means soil filters water. Soil filters water. Notice all vegetation today, all vegetation, flora. Okay, and also you take agriculture also. All the plants on earth are growing where? On soil. So soil provides support for the roots, provides nutrients for the plant, provides water also for the plants. So all flora today, means vegetation in general, is growing where? On the soil. So soil provides support, water and nutrients. So please remember flora. So soil supports flora, right? Soil supports flora and fauna. Fauna means animals. I don't know, 1 second, I'm getting a call. Okay, soil supports both flora and fauna. Because all the plants today grow on soil. Some of you might say hydroponics. Hydroponics is practice of growing plants in water directly. So that is there, but not everywhere, right? So even today, everybody relies on soil for growing crops. Vegetation survives because of the soil. Okay, so we have flora and also animals also. If you notice below the soil, there are a lot of organisms. If you notice carefully, soil has a lot of insects, ants, termites, red ant, black ant, everything, dung beetle, earthworms. Further you go inspect, you'll get bacteria, soil bacteria. That itself is a different world altogether. It is said that one scientist has said there are more organisms living below the soil than above. You see what they said? There are more organisms living below than above. We are all living above. So they are saying more organisms are living below the soil than above. So that is when they said soil is a right? Please write, soil is called as living skin of the earth. Skin of the earth. Because it supports life. Soil supports life. Okay, soil supports life. Living skin of the earth. Because so many organisms live below the soil. In our environment class, I'll talk about burrowing animals, burrowing organisms. Okay, microfauna, microflora and all. Okay, where the creatures live below the soil. Okay, I'll just show you one image is there. Very interesting. So these are all like beavers, otters, rabbits, hares, squirrels. They all burrow inside like this. So see, so many organisms, they make this kind of burrows and live below the soil. Many feet below the surface. They make tunnels like this. Which we can't see, correct? We are living above, so we don't know what's happening below. Rats, rodents, mostly, they all live below. So burrowing organisms. So soil supports fauna also. Okay. So these are 5 importance of soil, right? Sixth one also, right? Sixth one. Soil preserves fossils. Soil preserves fossils. How did we know about the creatures that existed before us? How did we know about dinosaurs? Soil, because of soil. When animals die or when the plants die, they get buried in the soil. Correct, they'll decompose, no doubt, but at least some traces of fossil is left behind. When we excavate, we'll come to know about what all creatures existed before us millions of years ago. Radiocarbon dating will help us to know the age of them, and we'll come to know, okay, these creatures existed before us. So all these are found where? Below the soil. Okay, so soil preserves fossils. So with the help of these fossils, we'll be able to understand the past botany and zoological history of the earth. Botanical and zoological history of the earth. Means we will understand evolution of life on earth. So that's how we are able to understand evolution of life. How one creature led to other. Okay, so please remember that point. Soil preserves fossils and help us to understand the evolution of life on earth. Okay, understand evolution of life on earth. So today we talk about dinosaurs. They are extinct, but their fossils have been discovered. Fossilized eggs have been discovered. Okay, in Gujarat, near Ahmedabad, there is a place called Indroda Jurassic Park. There are a lot of skeletons of dinosaurs we have, eggs we have. Indroda Jurassic Park. We have our own Jurassic Park. Okay. So like that means we have a lot of fossils being unearthed. That is 6th point, fossils. 7th, right? Soil preserves treasure. Treasure. Soil preserves treasure, statues, monuments, sculptures, ancient site. Okay, so how did we know about Harappa, Mohenjo-daro or Kalibangan? Excavation. They were buried during mega floods of Indus tributaries. Most of the Indus Valley sites were buried. Now when the scientists or when the people started digging, they found something. So they informed archaeological department. So they came and excavated. So when they excavated, they came to know about all the tools we used earlier. They have unearthed ancient cities like Harappa, Mohenjo-daro. Now you have Rakhi Gari and all. So all these new sites being discovered every now and then. How did we come to know about that? Because soil had preserved all it. A very recent example I'll take in Golconda ke paas. Okay, somebody was digging the soil for constructing. So they found madkas of gold coin. So gold coins. Earlier there were no banks. Banks were not there. So whatever wealth they had they had to bury it in the soil. Otherwise somebody will steal it or the British will loot. So in order to prevent that, the people used to bury it in the soil, and many of them have died without telling anyone. So now these people are like digging those, found gold coins. So archaeological, if you go to Salajang Museum has a new edition. This is the one, gold coins. So archaeological department has taken over. Okay, and they will display it in museum and all now, like that. So in Hampi, Hampi. So what happened recently? Last year rain, heavy rain. So the soil got saturated and went down all of a sudden. So then they came to know there is a secret chamber, and they excavated it. So they found Krishna Devaraya used to use that to conduct secret meetings. So now if you go, you can go down. Steps are there. You go down like a room like this, and you can walk inside. All this while it was where? It was already there. Soil, within the soil, buried under the soil. Now we are excavating it. So every now and then new places are discovered like this, because soil preserves monuments, sculptures, ancient sites and all. Ancient universities and all, now we are trying to recreate them. Vikramashila University or Nalanda and all. How did we come to know? Because they were all preserved intact by the soil. So we are able to recreate. Okay. So many places we have done this. Excavation. Excavation helps us to understand. This will give us information about our history. Just like how fossils help us to understand evolution, this will become part of our history. Okay, please remember that. So importance of soil we have written. If they ask you why should we conserve soil, then also you can write these 5 points you can mention. Okay, or you can mention this also. Why do we have to conserve or protect soil, or why is soil a very important resource? Okay, so please write. The word pedon means soil. Greek word soil. Greek word pedon means soil. So pedogenesis means the process of formation of soil, and pedology is study of soil. What we are doing now is pedology. Okay, pedology is study of soil. Study of soil. Pedogenesis means the process of formation of soil. Process of formation of soil is pedogenesis. Okay, pedosphere means all the soil on the earth's surface comes under the word pedosphere. Pedosphere. NCERT class, if you remember, NCERT class may I had used this word. What is pedosphere? Biosphere, lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere. In that I had used the word pedosphere. Pedosphere is a soil on the earth's surface, comes under the word pedosphere. If you have not written, you can write now also. Pedosphere is the soil. All the soil on the earth's surface comes under the word pedosphere. I am covering everything related to that word. Pedon means soil. Pedology, pedogenesis, pedosphere. Because in exam, if they use this, you should know. Oh, they are talking about soil. All the soil on the earth's surface. Pedogenesis means formation. Genesis. Pedology, study. Okay. So the formation of soil depends upon following factors. Please write. First one, parent rock. Parent rock or bedrock. What type of rock below? Remember, depends upon soil depends upon the rock, mother rock. If the particular parent rock has certain minerals, same minerals will come to soil. If parent rock has some color, same color will come to soil, like that. Like basalt rock, black soil, like that. Okay, iron containing rocks, red soil after oxidation, like that. Parent rock depends upon the parent rock. Second factor is climate, because climate is a modifying factor. Sometimes heavy rain, sometimes no rain. Both the situations are there. Some places receive more rain every year, some places doesn't receive rain at all. Climate is a modifying factor. Like Rajasthan, why it is different now? Because of climate. Okay, so climate also modifies the soil. So next, right? Topography or relief of the surface. Let's say mountains. Today we have mountains, plains and plateau. Please notice this. Mountains are elevated landforms. Plains are almost flat surface. Plateaus are again elevated landform with flat top. See the difference? So mountains have steep slope. As a result, when the weathering erosion takes place, the soil comes down. So the mountains have thin soil. Mountain के ऊपर soil is very thin. Soil layer is very thin. Why? Because of steep slope, the erosion is more, and all the soil will come and accumulate where? Plains. That is when plains have thick soil, well cultivable soil. So it supports more agriculture, more population. Now you know. Plains have thick soil because many sediments from surrounding areas come and deposit here. So since plains have thick soil, it can be easily cultivated. So majority of the world population lives where? Plain. Okay. So that is the reason everybody expect to live in the plains, flat surfaces, because soil is also fertile. So please remember this. Plains have thick soil. Slopes have thin soil. That is the reason in the steep mountains, if the mountains are like this steep, the soil layer is also very very thin here. So that is the reason what we do, we cut the mountains into terrace farming like this. Have you noticed? This increases the surface area. Mountain aisa hai, we can't do much. If you do this step terrace, soil increases, soil layer increases, surface area increases. One, water erosion can be prevented, soil erosion can be prevented, correct? We can make soil to stop there, we can easily cultivate it. Got it? That is the reason terrace farming is practiced in the hilly areas. All of you understand? Terrace farming is like this, like stepwise they modify to prevent water erosion, soil erosion, also to increase the surface area of the agricultural land. See this and see this, what is the difference? Correct, lot of difference is there. So that is the reason topography plays a very important role. Fourth one, right? Biota, living organisms, plants, animals, humans also influence soil. Biological weathering, remember biological weathering I was talking about, how plants, animals also create soil. Last one is time. Most important factor is time factor here. Why? Because it takes a lot of time for the soil to form. Correct? Don't think soil will form in one day, it will take hundreds of years. Okay, soil takes hundreds of years. So please remember, time also we have taken. That is the reason I was saying soil is a very rare and precious resource. Soil is a very rare and precious resource. Okay. So pedogenesis. Sit down, take your seat please. So notice this, any doubt? Okay, so we have discussed importance of soil, what is pedology, pedogenesis and all. Okay, what are the factors responsible? All this will come again, I'll repeat this. Each and every soil we'll be discussing, alluvial soil, red soil and all, one by one. Then again this topic will come. Okay, so please write next, soil profile. Give the heading, don't write anything. Soil. All of us have seen the soil on the surface when we walk on the road, correct? Or when we go in the vehicle, we are noticing upper part of the soil, correct? Upper surface all of you have seen. I am talking about the cross section of the soil. Sometimes while construction, we remove the soil. Have you noticed like this? We remove the soil and then we notice the different colors. Have you noticed here? Different zones we notice. That we am talking about. That we are talking about as soil profile. Means cross section of the soil. What is soil profile? Cross section through the soil. Please write. Vertical cross section. Vertical cross section through the soil is called as soil profile. Don't write anything, please wait. Okay, cross section through the soil is called as soil profile. Please don't write anything, wait for me to complete the diagram, because you will know how much space you need. We have to write one big box like this diagram. Okay, so we are all living where? Here on the earth's surface. We are all living here. Houses and all you can notice. Plants and trees also you can notice here. Notice this. Okay, this is the so what I am trying to show, animals, humans, plants, trees on the earth's surface. Earth's surface we have all this. Houses, trees, plants, humans, animals and all. Okay. Notice this please. Every day from the plants, trees, every day leaves will be falling. Leaves, twigs, branches, fruits, all this will fall where? Onto the surface only, na? Kitchen waste, your food waste from the home, correct? Hotel waste, all that food waste goes to the soil. Kitchen waste and all. Human waste, animal waste, all that goes into the soil. The upper part of the soil contains lot of plant litter. Plant waste. Litter. Litter means waste. That falls from the plants every day. So all that goes, kitchen waste, food waste and all goes into the soil. Don't you think all this comes under the category of organic matter? Oh, we call it as organic. All this organic matter slowly will decompose in the presence of oxygen, aerobic decomposition, forming humus. Humus form. What is humus? Humus is decomposing organic matter. Don't write, please wait. Okay. Wait and understand, then you can write. Organic matter is decomposing. That decomposing organic matter is called as humus. This is the question. What is humus? So they have asked. So this layer is called as O layer. Just below this is the soil. Now we get the soil layer. Sand, silt, clay here. Sand plus silt. Remember I told you sand, silt plus clay. This is what we call it as topsoil A. Here I am writing the letters. Here I am writing the names. Topsoil. So topsoil contains sand, silt, clay here. So pay attention please. So organic layer and topsoil. Sand, silt, clay. Below this is another layer called E layer. E. Now you notice things are going to change now. What happens now? Whenever the water falls on the surface, like rainwater, the rainwater comes down, percolates through this. Rainwater percolates through this region, correct? As it comes through this is rocks here. Many minerals will dissolve. Okay, this is sand, silt, clay. As it comes down, this is a rock layer. As it passes through this region, if you notice, many of the minerals which are in the rock will dissolve. We call them soluble minerals. Sulfates, nitrates, chlorates and all will dissolve. And they get removed. Because water is going where? Down. As a result, all the minerals get leached. We call it as leaching. Leaching. From where to where? From here to down. This is called as elevation. Mind the spelling elevation. Zone of elevation. Zone of elevations here. From where? From here. Where? Towards this layer. Here. Notice this. From above to below. So all the minerals get leached from upper layer to lower layer. And all that will accumulate here. Accumulation. Zone of accumulation. Also called as zone of elevation. Mind the spelling. Zone of elevation. What is elevation? To go. Elevation to come. Shall we see this? Okay, we'll see this quickly and we'll come back. Okay. I want you to notice this. See this. This is grass you can see. O. This is topsoil A. This is E. Can you notice zone of elevation? So dark layer here B. I was discussing this. Why is this white in color? Because minerals have leached. They have gone down. Why is this dark brown? Because minerals from here have come down. All of you understood? Next time you notice real photo of soil, you will notice this. You will notice top organic layer slightly black in color because of organic content. Slightly below is a soil, sand, silt, clay. Below that is E, zone of elevation, where the minerals have leached down. This is dark brown. Why? Because of accumulation. Everything comes and accumulates. Below that you can see bigger rocks. Rocks will start. All of you got it? That is the reason I just typed soil profile real image. Okay. So we'll continue. We'll come back. We'll come back to this in few minutes. We'll see various soil profiles of different places. Different places you see. we'll get different types of soil profile in different areas. We'll come to that. For now, we saw how it looks. All of you got it, Allah? OAEB. What is E? Elevation. It means leaching. Accumulation means all the colors will come and accumulate here. As you come down further, here you'll get C and D. D is bedrock. Bedrock. Parent rock. Lithosphere. Part of the lithosphere, bedrock. Bedrock. Okay. This is partially weathered bedrock. Big rocks are still there, but it is weathered, slightly broken. This is partially weathered bedrock. Bedrock contains big boulder. So above that, partially weathered rock. Further you go up, rock size decreases. Correct. As you go up, rock size decreases. There will be more soil. More soil. Small rocks are here. You can notice small pebbles here. But everything has become sand here. You got it? As you go up, you can see rock size smaller. Okay, indirectly means as you go down, rock size increases. All of you got it? Okay, so this is how it looks. Soil profile. This is the bedrock. Main rock. This is the weathered part of the bedrock. All this is lithosphere only. This is still intact. This is the weathered part. So we use the word regolith. Agriculture mein regolith we call it as. Lith is rock. Weathered rock is called as regolith. This is lith. Rock. This is regolith. Okay. So these two regions are called as topsoil, upper soil, soil solum we call it as. Soil solum. Okay. This part, all of you notice. Highest bacteria can be seen here from A, E to B. Saprophytes we call it as saprophytes. These are the organisms which decompose the dead organic matter. Let's say all dead organic matter are decomposed by bacteria. Correct. That will remain where? Here. Saprophytes. So we call this a saprolite layer. Saprolite. This layer is called a saprolite. Detritus or dead organic matter are decomposed here. So by the organisms called saprophytes. I'll write the spelling somewhere. Saprophytes. Okay, that is found here. So that area is called a saprolite. Now write. Don't worry about the groundwater. That is next topic. Where will this water go? I'll tell you next. Because I can't write everything in one diagram. Take your time now. Make sure you write